Welcome back to the channel. This is Gillis TV here right on Clemhawks, and today folks we got some news from around the MLB about a possible player going to another team. But before we get started, make sure you hit that subscribe button, and thank you guys so much for all the support. We got to our goal of 3,800. We're trying to go to 4,000. If you're a fan of the World Cup, it'll be here on the channel tomorrow morning. Qatar, Ecuador opening up the FIFA World Cup. But let's get to the video. As the Padres have been in contact with Jose Abreu and his representatives, and San Diego considers Jose Abreu to be a top priority this offseason. According to John Morosi of MLB Network via Twitter, with Josh Bell, Will Myers, and Brandon Drury all now free agents, the Padres have a vacancy at first base, making Abreu a logical target for the win now team. It has already been an active offseason for San Diego's president of baseball, AJ Peller, as the Padres have make early strikes to re-sign both Nick Martinez and Robert Suarez. More work on the pitching staff is likely to come, yet the Padres could also surely use at least one more bat to bolster a lineup that was generally middle of the pack league-wide. Getting Fernando Tatis Jr. back from suspension will help that regard, and his return could splash Jake Cronenworth towards first base. However, signing Jose Abreu would reinforce the first base DH spot and give the Padres more flexibility in deciding how they want to deploy Tatis, Cronenworth, and Kim in the middle infield or perhaps elsewhere, i.e. Cronenworth at first base, Tatis in the outfield, and so on and so forth. The Padres have passed the luxury tax threshold in each of the last two seasons, and the new contracts for Martinez and Suarez would have put the team's projected 2023 tax numbers at roughly $229.2 million, just shy of the $233 million threshold. With a lot of winter shopping remaining, Preller could reduce this tax bill with some trades, yet it would certainly appear though as the ownership doesn't mind continuing spending in search of the franchise first World Series title. With the payroll in mind, Abreu is a particularly interesting target as a player who couldn't require too lengthy of a financial commitment. Abreu is entering his age 36 season, and while he has continued to be a productive hitter, his age and power drop-off in 2022 will likely limit him to perhaps 2 years at most on the open market. MLB TR projects a 2-year $40 million deal for the former AL MVP, which would again put the Padres in tax territory, but the club has a lot of money coming off the books after the 2023 season. As luxury taxpayer, San Diego faces an increased penalty if it is to sign a free agent who rejects a qualifying offer. To this end, Abreu carries extra value for the Padres since he wasn't eligible for a qualifying offer, having already been issued an offer when he was a last free agent following the 2019 season. Abreu ended up accepting that qualifying offer from the White Sox and a few weeks later signed a longer extension, keeping him in Chicago through the 2022 campaign. Ultimately working out as a 3-year $50 million commitment, that deal worked out well for both Abreu and the Sox as the first baseman continued to hit into his mid-30s, highlighted by an MVP showing in the shortened 2020 season. Abreu hit .289 with 64 home runs over an even 1,600 plate appearances from 2020 to 2022, helping Chicago reach the postseason in 2 of those years. However, with the young slugger Andrew Vaughn now vying for first base time, the White Sox being overloaded with players in need of DH time, it appears although the White Sox won't be pursuing another deal with Abreu. It sets the stage for Abreu to move on from only major league organization he has ever known. After defecting from Cuba, Abreu signed a 6-year, $68 million deal with the White Sox in October 2013, with Chicago bidding several other teams. One of the other interesting teams was the Rangers when Preller was working in the Texas Rangers office. So this would be a huge upgrade, as you know they did that massive trade for Juan Soto getting Josh Bell. Josh Bell has said, "Hey, I'm going to free agency, nothing to do here. Just let me walk." They have. They got to fill that void at first base and a DH. Well, Jose Abreu is a perfect player for that position, those positions, and it would help the win now mode that San Diego's in. And like it said, financially, 2 years max, they're fine. They're trying to win in the next 2 years, and having a bat like Abreu with Machado, Tatis, Juan Soto, that is insane. That is scary to think about just in that aspect, let alone everyone else contributing. As we look at Abreu Stats for last season, 601 at bats, he hit 304 with 15 home runs, 75 RBIs, and an 824 OPS. Career stats during the regular season: 4,954 at bats, 292 average with 243 home runs, 863 RBIs, and 11 stolen bases. So, like it said in there, he's getting up there in age. He's going to be 36 next season. The power numbers are dropping. We could see that with only 15 home runs. But the run producing RBIs are still there. He has changed his game a bit where, hey, I'm not going to hit for power anymore. Let's just get the ball in play. That's the type of player I'm going to be now. And it's been successful for him last year where he hit 304, which was 12 points above his average, which is huge for a guy that used to be a power hitter who is changing their form. So let me know in the comments what you think. Jose Abreu to the Padres, it's scary to think about in a sense, but it could be far worse, but it does help the team really well. And let's see what Jose Abreu does here in free agency. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. This has been Gillis TV here on Clemhawks. You guys have a great day. Thank you so much.